Welcome back, kids. Inverted Cow here. Just thought I'd have a little quick walk around and let everybody have a good see at how things are going. On a previous video, I had mentioned that I didn't have any way of generating enders or ender pearls. I did get 5 ender lily seeds through a quest bag, so I've got those planted now. I'm generating some ender pearls. I mean, they take an incredibly long time to produce. So as you can see, I'm slowly working my way out onto the ocean patch here, uh, setting up vacuum hoppers to pick up the ender or to pick up the fish. I still haven't knocked down the rest of this island, and I'll get around to that. Let me have a look-see here. I've planted a few more plots back here. I've got some cows and sheep and stuff all spawning in, and I'm expanding out. I've run into a little bit of a problem. I have no hostile mobs. Now these plots, you'll see there are no torches on these. I intentionally did that because I want hostile mob spawns back here. There's a slime chunk in this area, and I think if I go another couple of plots out that way, I might find it. That usually generates a whole whack of slimes. I need slimes for a project, one of the quests in the book that's coming up. I've already got a safari net for capturing a slime, so I can just throw it into a mob generator. I'm working on having some problems with the mob grinder itself as well. So I'm going to take you up top there, and I'll show you that in a few seconds here. You'll notice that I've switched the tree farm over to almost entirely produce now. I completed the punch oak tree quest, and I have barrels and barrels and barrels full of wood right now from jungle trees, where I'm trying to deal with the just making dirt. So yeah, I kind of shut that off. Now I did run into another quest. There's a quest that comes up here. I figured I'd show you this one. Yeah, there's a quest in here. It's called Purple Madness. You need to generate purple, but in particular 100,000 amaranth planks. Purple trees, purple, like all this purple stuff. This will come, like the glass. Glass is easy to do. I'm currently working on another glass mission over here. As you can see, the smelter behind me. This is making glass for the crystal clear mission. So that's nothing. I've got 2 pulverizers cranking out sand strictly for glass production. No problem. Easy, easy, easy. If the machines get plugged up, I've got a cyclic assembler here. I just grab the extra sand, I throw it in here, and I'm making compressed sand, 1x compressed sand. There is a quest in here for 100 double compressed sand, I believe it is. Yeah, there's a quest here for 100 double compressed sand. Of course, this is one I'm doing just because I want the cyclic assemblers as well. So I'm working on that. But now I'm going to take you up to the top of my mob grinder here, and I'll show you the problem I ran into. Here we are on top of the mob grinder. Of course, there's not really anything up here that you can see that's really of anything of interest. I've got a couple of generators powering all of the machines and such I put in. These pipes crisscross back and forth, and I'll show you what I've got going on here. I've got this is set up to take liquid mobs for one of the quests. Just climb down here. Climb down here. I've set up an auto spawner underground here. Inside this, I've got one Pokeball with Safari or with Enderman in it. I've got this one set up to grab Slimers, and if I can grab one, I'm basically going to do is just literally hook up a second spawner right next to this one and spawn Slimers right in here. If I come around from the side of this grinder, I've got a single mob grinder here. Now I put these in because I had a whole problem with the sprites. What are they called? The wisps. Now, well, I'm just going to open this up and I'll show you this here. This was very weird. After I killed the wisps, this whole area inside here was lit. It was like I had torches all over the place. I don't know if this was a fallout from the wisps or what, but I had to basically fill this area with blocks and keep killing light sources that were just floating in midair. However, I still have got no hostile mobs. Now, if I bring up F7, as you can see, even though I just opened this door and it's lit right in this area, this whole area is susceptible to hostile mob spawn. If I bring up my options, I'm still playing in normal mode. So for some reason, all hostile mob spawn has been somehow switched off. I'm not sure if this was something because of the wisps or what. Give me my wood back, you little munchers. Okay, we'll come over to the other side of the spawner here. This pen here, this is full of chickens. Well, as you can see, it's only got one chicken left in it. For some reason, the chickens seem to every now and then just vanish. It's not a big deal because I just crank out another bunch of chickens and throw them in here. Use the spawn chicken eggs made with the arrows. Part of your quests, you'll find that recipe fairly early on. And I just throw a whole stack of them. A stack of arrows gives you 7 chickens, and I just dump them in there. Okay, yeah, this is just a vanilla chicken grind or spawner here. Put chickens in the cage. I've got hoppers underneath this on half slabs on low. That sucks any eggs down. There's a dispenser down there. You can't really see it because of the cursor, but there's a dispenser there. I just put a vanilla, one of the extra utilities redstone clocks on here, and I put a sound muffler on there because chickens are annoying. Over here I put in a breeder and a pair of pigs and a pair of sheep. And I just come up here every now, or yeah, the sheep with the brown spots. What do you call those guys? Cows. That's the one. I come up here every now and then. I'm still producing carrots, so I'm out. As you can see, I'm out of carrots. But I come up here every now and then with a load of carrots and wheat, and that produces more. Now there's a chronotyper. Let's see if I can get through here. There's a chronotyper here which sucks the babies out from this pen. You can see one little guy hanging out on the inside there. When the chicken dispenser throws the chickens down here, they also hatch. They run around down in this little pen underneath, and there's another chronotyper right in behind this wall that sucks the adults into a little room. Now you saw that room inside the mob grinder here. It fires the adults into that room, and that's directly in front of this grinder, which basically pulls them out and sends their component parts down to be processed. It also puts the liquid mobs into this quest delivery system because it reaches this one first. I am noticing that I'm getting XP floating around here from the breeder. Wasn't aware that that was going to be an issue, so what I might do is actually throw a vacuum hopper over here and see if I can pump liquid XP into that line as well. I'm not sure if the two will combine to make mob essence or not. We're going to have to experiment with that later. Because I don't have the ender pearls. I had to make these 2 lassos up to move my pigs and my cows over, and that sucked up my last 2 ender pearls that I had from the little spurt that I got from these guys and what I've got out of my ender lily. There we have it, kids. Another quick little walk around. If anybody has any idea what's causing the fact that none of my hostile mobs are spawning, even though I have ample space for them to actually spawn in, spawn conditions are correct for them, everything, I'd love to let you know. If I happen to figure it out, um, I'll let you know too. But yeah, this is a new one on me. Um, I'm assuming it has something to do with the killing of 200 some odd wisps that I had in here, and yeah, I've got a chest downstairs that's just chockers with wisp essence. Um, I don't know what the heck to use it for because I have no need for it, so I don't know what to do with it. So it's just sitting in the chest down there. All right, kids, I'll talk to you all later. Have a good night. Hey, kids, Inverted Cow here. I got totally sidetracked by the mob grinder and the other quests and all the other stuff that I completely forgot what it was I was going to show you to begin with. That's right, the purple. The amaranth planks. You'll find that amaranth is not something that you normally get. Now, sometimes you can get it from a loot bag, but there's a way to get amaranth saplings. There's a way to get amaranth saplings without having to rely on a loot bag. What you do is you go and grab yourself a stack of dirt and 4 stacks of seeds. And you make yourself up topiary grass. Now I've already put 3 stacks of this through my shaker, and you get, oops, I don't want to do that. I put 3 stacks of this through my shaker, and you do get a couple of saplings. You also get a few other saplings. I'll show you everything you get. But you also have another option. You can take rose red, mix it with the topiary grass, and get autumn grass. I believe there's another recipe too. If you want to waste the extra lapis, you can do bluegrass, which is exactly the same thing as I just did, except you put blue dye down or lapis down. Unfortunately, because of the purple quest that you're trying to do, you're going to need a lot of blue dye. I'm assuming that there's going to be a way I can reproduce the rose red. I'm not too worried about it. But I'm not sure if they give you different rates. And we'll bring them up. If you bring up the grass or the autumn grass and you click on usage, you get, of course, shaped crafting. But if you click it to the next one, it shows you the seed. Now, I've got a eucalyptus. I haven't received any willow yet. But as you can see, the numbers, I don't know if you can make these numbers out, but 127 to 1. So there's a very slim chance you'll get some of these recipes. But you get the amaranth, tigerwood, and I believe there's another one in here. The silver bells. I've got a couple of silver bells already, and I think I've got a couple of chakra trees. I haven't got any maples yet. Now the topiary grass, of course, has the same outputs as the seed, except it also has the raspberry bushes and the blueberry bushes. Well, all 4 of your berry bushes: tiger, willow, amaranth, silver bells, maple, chakra, and eucalyptus are all out of the topiary. So I mean, you don't really get anything beneficial out of the making the autumn grass, except that it doesn't produce the berry bushes. which can be good. I mean, is it worth the extra red dye? I don't know. So we're going to throw both of these into my shaker tables here, and we'll find out what we get. There we have it, kids. We just mixed up the last batch of topiary grass. That makes now 3 full stacks that I've run through there, even though one half of the one stack was made into the autumn grass. And this is what I've gotten out of it. A good stack of bushes, 3 sacras, a eucalyptus, an amaranth, a couple tigerwoods, willow, and a couple silver bells. Now, most of these will run through the harvester, but I think the willow and the tigerwood and the silver bell tend to be a little bit iffy. So I'm going to find out, I'm going to throw them all into the tree farm and see what comes out of it. Set up some barrels and have some fun. So there we have it, kids, from the shade of the chakra tree. This is an inverted cow saying, okay, good night. Finally, this